last night, man? Oh no, Philly beat him and like it was like fucking tied last fucking round, dude. I would rewatch it if you have a way.
Yeah, you can go find the game. It's not hard.
Yeah, I came in like the last map. I was kind of watching periodically because I was doing some other shit too, but like, yeah.
Do not waste my time, lesser creature.
It was actually really fucking close. Actually, no, yeah, the whole series that I saw was close.
From what I was hearing,
Powerful
Philly
Eridar are held in stasis as their bodies are being twisted into an even more brutal form. Cut the fiends down while they slumber.
Glorious in here. Yep. Where are the officers?
Legion artificers are reckless, and I have found a weakness in their ordnance. Shorten their fuses and destroy their stockpiles.
Right, I don't know where Rose is at, but Outland is obviously on some form of hiatus.
Helga too.
What's that?
Helga too?
It's not an officer.
She's not coming too?
I have not heard anything about it.
Helga's not coming. Last
about Helga.
Helga's taking a break. Help! I thought you guys were doing.
Was still at work as of the time of Mal's post.
Well, Fell spoke to him yesterday. He's not choosing to come on. People don't show, so he's kind of fed up too.
It's what it is. It's a game, guys.
What he told me.
Yep.
Sounds like a bunch of people are getting fed up that people aren't showing up, so their answer is to not show up, thus creating more of the same problem.
Yep. And like I said, we're at the point that we've cleared Heroic multiple times, and people are, if we can't get to the additional content, they're not interested in running it. And I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, well, none of them is helping, recruiting and pushing.
I appreciate your comment, but your comment is not solely truthful because people have been helping and have been recruiting, not exclusively all of them, but to say nobody's helping is a falsity. There's not a lot of people on this realm to recruit from, especially people that are ready and wanting to run mythic content.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Okay, then if they all exist, Cap, where are they? Why haven't we got them?
Well, we can't get them all at once, but you know what? We've had people joining. Jahara, Judas, Fenris was here last week trying out with us. They're common, and we're trying to get them. Problem is, long explained, people that are in charge of this guild, where are they getting this going? It shouldn't be up to us pushing this, getting it to go into Mythic.
Well, see, that's
we should do it as a whole.
I've got to step in. That's where I've been hearing this over and over again. Everybody needs to understand. Boom gets it. Puzzles gets it because they've been here for a long time. The rank of officer is nothing in a sense of being in charge. It's a rank of respect for what they've done over time in this guild. The only person that is in charge of anything. Oh, there we go. Good. Obviously, people can't just listen to something without having a tude, so. The only people that are in charge of anything in the guild is myself. The ranks are what they are, and if that's what people feel, so what?
All right.
Like I said, I love to have you guys. I love playing the game with you guys, but it's just there's way too much stuff going on between people It's been going on for a while, and people can't just get on and play the game and have fun together, and that's where the problem lies. 100%.
I mean, sorry, I just got here. I'm sorry that I'm kind of.
No,
it's all going to boil down to what our expectations are. Like, why are we rating? I mean, if we're going to be rating Mythic, we obviously need more people. And I know that some people are frustrated at the fact that we haven't really gotten any applicants or more members. And I don't know why that is. And it doesn't really bother me. I could care less, but. So, I mean, I guess we have to evaluate what we want to achieve as a guild. I mean, as a raid group, are we happy just continuing raiding Heroic and, you know, doing whatever until new content comes out? Or do we want to do something more than that?
And I would feel at this point there are people that are more than happy with that, but there's other people that obviously don't want that anymore. The farm of Heroic doesn't mean anything to them. It's not enough to keep them coming back week after week after week. You know, there's some, in the way I value it, and I'm just going to be honest with you, it's one thing when you're pushing new content or you've only killed it maybe once or twice or 3 times. It's still, you know, it's something you want to do, you want to be here, and you want to run with your group. But after so long and nothing's changing, and you know that the next expansion is months away, people get bored with it.
What are we doing wrong that other guilds are getting Mythic? What are we doing at that?
There's 4 guilds out of 50 on Alliance that have Mythic kills on the Alliance side of this realm.
And we're just as good.
Absolutely, but we don't have the people. And when we do get the people, we get the kill. We had 17 people, and we didn't have Carson. 17 people were in our last 2-hour kill.
So what happens, Lorius, if in those guilds, what do you think happens when people don't show up for raids when they're supposed to?
So you're going to tell me the solution is we don't bring them back? Then we have 10 people.
I'm not telling you. You're the boss. I'm just saying, what do we do when people don't want to show up, don't want to show up and progress with the rest of the guild?
I understand where you're going. And what I was trying to kick back to you is, on normal, like if we were Hypnotic or we were, I don't know what the other top guild, I draw blanks with those 2 names. I know Hypnotic and the other one. They have 20 raiders and 30 or 40 people waiting to raid with them that are in the guild, waiting to go. Somebody doesn't show up, pisses them off, they bench them. We bench the people that don't show up regularly, we don't raid. Because there's been just about everybody, or a bulk of everybody, that's had some duration that they weren't available.
If we were at that point in Mythic, I'm sure we would have people lining up to want to.
Oh, absolutely. We'd have.
We send that message across where, yeah, you guys want to come with us? You better be here for raid. You don't raid? Well, guess what? You're not coming. Right. But we're not at that point yet, right?
Completely, 100% agree with you, Cap. 100% agree with you. But we're not. And when we do get close, and I'm just going to speak. Nobody in this raid group was here with me when I did this in Black Rock Foundry, the last time that this guild was right at the point of going into Mythic content. We had a 25-man, and this was, we had a 25-man, we smoked through Black Rock Foundry. And when we said, we're going to go Mythic, it fell apart.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
it's happening again, right?
Part of it is we're on a underpop realm, that there's only, you know, there's only so many people that are wanting to run the content. I mean, I've got people in the guild that have raided in the past that don't want to run the content. I don't understand it. I mean, it's not, I think that historically there's this thought that is just so different than running anything else. But you're going to start seeing, like I said, after it's a challenge or after it's new, people don't want to run it. And at the same point, and I'm just going to use this, Cap, at the same point that Fell's taking more hours working, not locking out that time for raid, Alan's taken a absence. Rose was here on Wednesday, but she's not here tonight.
It's just coincidence.
Carson, literally, we thought that he was away, but obviously Long was saying no, he doesn't think he wants to do it anymore. So it's not any one side. It's infectious when we're at this point. And it sucks because we were so close.
And like it's frustrating, like, and I'm going to like just kind of reiterate sort of what Mike's saying is like some of these guilds that have Mythic Raiders, they're loading up at the beginning of raid each night. They're full 40, and their officers are going through and picking who they want for certain fights and whatnot. I've been part of those guilds where you're sitting in a standby for 3 hours doing nothing.
You know what though? I'm just gonna put this out there. I know what you're talking about. I've actually ran those type of guilds where I've done Mythic. That's why I'm telling you guys. It's if we want to get to Mythic, changes are gonna have to be made.
But if it was as simple as saying changes are going to be made,
it is.
It's
simple.
Okay, where are you recruiting the people from? We were one of the top 5 Alliance guilds to get 11 of 11. I didn't see people lining at the door.
You gotta be friendly. We gotta get people out there meeting people. How do you think we're getting these people to join the guild? There's only a few of us going around talking with people.
I'm going to tell you
and
right
people,
now.
I'm going to tell you guys right now too. I'm sure there's some in this right now. They can speak for themselves. How people are interacting with them. How they're getting to join guilds. You got to communicate. You can't just post it and trade and hope someone says, "Yeah, okay, I'll join."
I understand, Cap, from that point. But my kickback to this: a good 75% of the top Mythic raiding guilds are not social guilds. People get on, raid, and get off.
I disagree. There's a lot out there that are friendly and good friends.
I have a kind of a different point. When I joined this guild, I looked on WoW Progress, and it doesn't even show us recruiting currently.
On WoW Progress, I'm posted on the Discord forum for Terralion. I'm also posted on the WoW forums for recruiting. And the only way I've ever been able to recruit anybody is to do one of two things. 1, post into trade, or 2, actively spam all the ungilded 110s. And that's how bad this realm is.
And I'm not saying that either one of you is wrong, but I'm going to say my experience in some of the more elite guilds is they're not social. You have a small group within your raid group that you are friends with, usually your class, that you're competing with and talking to and stuff like that. It's never really been all of the raid members are friends.
Yeah, no, I was in escalation and they were kind of pricks.
But you know what?
I'm sorry you guys had to go through that. When I was in the one, we all knew each other. We're all having fun on disc, and we all succeeded as a group.
And once again, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Everything that I've seen and been involved with, it's sides for the people are there to raid, and that's it. They're not there to hang out, socialize, and stuff like that during non-raid windows. Literally, it's more of a job than it is a game.
Well, if you're going to get casuals, that's what you're going to get in performance.
I feel like we ride that fine line right there.
We had 17 mythic capable raiders in the Tuesday or in last
we did.
Wednesday's kill.
And now where is that? I'm upset that we don't have that right now.
I don't disagree with you. I'm 100% in lockstep with you, but there is no let's just do this solution to it, because there's so many pieces that are limiting that, between person-to-person drama, between realm issues, between there are other guilds succeeding that are eating all of the good raiders. Not to say you're not going to get people. Fen, I'm glad to hell that they came, and so was Jahara. Absolutely great that we got them because they're good people. But there's not a lot of them out there. Yeah, we even drew Electric to the realm for it. Like I said, it would be lovely that there was a, this is the solution, let's just do it. There isn't one of those. It doesn't exist. There's not just a, there's not the Staples easy switch on this one. If there was, we'd have done it years ago. We were, and I'm going to be dead honest with you, Cap, we had this discussion. We were 110% the other direction, where we were a social guild. 110%. We had people, we had 50 people on TeamSpeak a night, chatting it up, doing activities together, and it still didn't get us to anywhere. We had to isolate a progression raid team just to kill and boss heroics, yet alone mythics. Because those social environments, it's fun. Yeah, there's a lot more activity going on, a lot more people chit-chatting, interacting. It's a friendlier environment, but it does not make the guild any more capable as a raiding group.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the guys just not showing up now?
We all went into it. It's not just them. You got Carson not wanting to be here. You got and
you know why Carson doesn't want to bring here, right? He doesn't want to come because of how he's being, I don't know, how he's being treated or how he feels about how he's looked at or perceived by certain individuals.
Well, then has he said anything to anybody? Because if he doesn't say anything, nothing can change.
I don't think it's something that you have to say. It's something that you have to expect in a guild, right? Is respect and
have had quite a few conversations, and what it boils down to, Cap, he's been in leadership roles other places.
Yeah.
He feels that when he makes leadership-based statements and they don't get listened to, that he's being mistreated. And that's the bulk of what's going on. But
oh, you know what? Yeah, it is what it is.
Like I said, it sucks.
I think a lot. We do have a lot of good guys, girls, sociable. It could be more, to be more inclusive for the rest of the guys to feel wanted. Obviously, a lot of people don't feel that way.
What do you think the Monday
well,
is supposed to be
here's a
all
question
about?
I'm going to ask you guys. And again, I don't know all the history, but what happened with the last group that left?
The Alicia group?
Putting it out there, yes. What happened with the majority? Wasn't there a chunk of people that left?
It wasn't a majority. It was like 20 or 30 people.
Okay, so why did that happen? I don't want to see that happen
Because
again.
it was an interaction between me and Alicia. There was history there where every time we built into a progressive raid group and had that people running progressive raiding, she was against or problematic to those raiders because she felt that they were worried about raiding and not worried about anybody else.
Well, let me ask you this. You were here for that. I was not. Are you seeing the same kind of thing happening now?
I see that people are worried too much about what people are doing in a game. If they want to be involved with everybody, great. If they don't, great. It's a game.
Yeah. I hear you.
I mean, I literally play this game as right now I'm pretty much locked to 6 hours a week. That's what I get because of my real life commitments. Am I bad because I'm a GM and I only play 6 hours a week? I've played this game for 10 years. I built the guild to where it's at. I helped get the right people here. And am I bad because I only can put 6 hours a week in? Because that's how I was being treated by Alicia when the social atmosphere was falling apart. I told you how much I played, Cap.
I'm only speaking about it for Carson. But as it sits right now for today, I don't know. Like, what's going on with today? Why is everyone not here? Is it just coincidence? Maybe. I don't know, but it sucks. It really does.
It absolutely sucks. And I'm not disagreeing with the one thing you're saying. But at the same point, I'm not going to treat this game like a job ever again. And for 5 years, it was a 40-hour-a-week job. And it became no fun. I want to raid. I want to have fun raiding, and that's what I want to do.
Well, I would say a majority of us in here do. And I guess a lot of people are just not having fun right now. That's why they're not showing up.
And I agree.
So here's exactly what the problem is. You have, and I'm guessing, you have half of the raid that wants to do mythic, and you have half of the raid that's okay with just doing heroic for the rest of the expansion. And neither of those things are necessarily a bad thing, but when you combine the two, it becomes a bad thing because then you have mythic players who aren't having their desires fulfilled, and then it creates instability in the raid group.
That's why Long just left. He wants to do mythic, and I can't stop him. He just.
So what needs to happen in our raid group is there needs to be a mutual decision on what we need to what we want to achieve in a raid group. Are we going to push mythic? If so, how are we going to get there? We need to get more people, and I understand that there's issues doing that, but that's what needs to happen if we're going to do mythic. If we're going to keep doing heroic, then that needs to be made clear, and the people who want to do mythic are either going to have to get over it and be okay with just doing heroic, or find a new place to raid. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
I mean, I don't care either way.
And like I said, I feared this day that we got to the wall, and if we got to this and we couldn't make that transition, the writing was on the wall that this was going to happen.
Not trying to toot any horns or whatnot, and I believe I stated this back in Tomb, that this was going to happen, and the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much history between some of the people that take breaks on a whim, some of the people that get their butts hurt on a whim, and they don't put the group before themselves. And I'm not saying on either side, it's across the board. There's people that do not put the group before themselves. There's been days, I worked 12 days straight, 14-hour days, and I was still here the first available raid day because the group's more important than what, I think. But there's a lot of people that don't feel that way. I would feel that the bulk of the people that are still sitting here listening to us ramble are people that put the group before their person.
Yeah, because when I joined the guild, it's like I'm setting aside this time, the raid times every single week.
And there's another problem that has been discussed WoW level wide for several years, and it's discussing like raid comps and how raids work. It ends up at some point becoming an argument of when is my $15 a month more important than the rest of the team. And like, I'm not saying that mine is or isn't, but like that's something that's been discussed from like Blizz employees and stuff like that in Q&As, and
Yep.
and that's kind of what we're seeing right now, and there's no way of combating that.
The one thing that they did when they brought out Group Binder for raids and the ability to run every difficulty except for Mythic with whoever the frickin' hell you want to, is they've made it incredibly difficult to keep people in a group working towards a goal. Because, as Cap has said, as Long this just left has known, I can raid with anybody, any time of the day, and not have an issue. So the only thing that you gain from being in a guild and running with the group, if it's heroic and under, is camaraderie, fun, playing with a group of people you like. That's the only thing you gain from being in a guild and running as a group. Would you agree with that, Cap?
Yeah.
So with Blizzard breaking that, now you have to get lucky enough to get 20 people that like playing together with no drama. And how many times have you put 20 people in a room that are friends and not have some drama?
Hell,
not too often.
Hell, I deal with it on a
2008.
weekly. I deal with it on a weekly basis. I deal with 25 to 30 people that all say that they are there for the same goal, yet there's drama every single week.
So that's the difficult problem that we have is how do we get 20 people going for the same goal with no drama? Give me a second.
You weed them out. That's how you do it.
Yeah, you can weed them out, but once again, so let's say we start weeding them out. So Long wants to go run Mythic.
Yep.
He's up against it fine. So Alaland and let's say Alaland and Fell are at the end of their wits' end. They're done. Diva probably would follow them. I don't know what Rose would do, assuming that she follows them. So those four are out. So we get back to running heroics until we can recruit almost 10 more people and clear regularly week after week again, which shouldn't take too long because we still got a decent core 10 or 12 or whatever we're at.
And then you're gonna play the game, and I hate to say this, of again finding, because it's a major thing with raiding, is finding another tank that melds with me very, very well.
Well, even if Cap does, even if we have a tank.
But Cap, do you want a tank 100% of the time?
I do what it takes to make my guild succeed.
He's a group guy. That's why after everybody else logged off, he's still sitting on here. And I know that about Cap.
Yes, but that still doesn't answer the question either, though.
Well, I'm just going to say...
I like tanking. I mean, there's tons of people to draw from. If you have 10 people, I'm sure people would be willing to be like, hey, I actually like healing, but, you know, we had 4 healers, so I didn't do it.
Well, and Cap, for the longest time, he almost quit playing because he wanted to tank and couldn't get that job. So I'm sure Cap would tank. He loves out-healing people. So that's not neither here nor there. I think Cap would tank. The problem is like I said, we're down to 2 healers that are right now raid clearing level healers, and that's me and Judas.
As a funny point, I love to watch Cap out heal the healers. I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And I thought it was funny when I was doing it, but the bear style has shifted with this raid.
Yep. So, I guess the way that I would approach it, Cap. Anthos is on listening now. The way that I would approach it, Cap, is this. See who we have. No, you're fine, Anthos. You can listen in. Because you may be one of our refill ad raiders, because we need bodies now. So, you're it. The way that I'd approach it is this. Wednesday, because obviously this day's a shit show now. Wednesday, see who shows up that wants to run. Whoever shows up, we backfill and we run regardless of who shows or doesn't show. And then we start seeing who's dedicated or who's here just for themselves. And I'm fine with whatever approach that we think as a group's going to work. I've just been through this literally 16 times, it feels like.
It's fine and all, but the problem is, I'm sure anyone who's been here for a while knows, we worked our ass off to clear all that stuff, everything, right? It was a farm. Our best time was when we cleared it 2 hours. It was done. It was farm. We're ready for Mythic. Now that our 50%, 40% of our core members are not coming on, and we have to get to that point again of learning the fights and wipe after wipe up. It's very deterring. It's just we were there.
Oh, absolutely.
We were there, and now we're going from a 2-hour clear to possibly
a 2-day clear again.
Yeah.
You're not. I get it.
And the only thing that we've had as far as historically with this guild to like fend off that deterioration as an expansion goes on was when we did have 7, 8 raid teams going, and for lack of a better definition, the elite raiding team could poach members from the other teams to backfill. We don't have that anymore.
We don't. Well, once again, that has a lot to do with that whole 40-hour-a-week job. I was leading 5 of those groups.
Yeah, and I believe I was leading 2.
Yeah, it was a job. I literally would build. I had one raid tier. I think it was when we had 10 total tunes. I had all 10 tunes that had cleared cleared most of the content. Because
and I'm going to throw this out there, and
sorry,
might probably didn't know this, but part of raiding with this guild is the reason why I took a 0.00 on a semester. That's why I didn't raid again for the rest of my college once I got back from the military. Because I was literally going to school, not going to class, but going to school because I had better internet and playing Warcraft all day, 5 days a week.
Dude, I remember this guild as a casual guild in Wrath of the Lich King.
Then
that's if you remember us in Wrath, that's when I took it when we got to ICC was just about the time that I got to endgame level and started talking to the guild master at the time, saying, "Look, we don't even run 5-mans together." Started getting the group running 5-mans together. Started doing old raids, and progressing towards ICC. And by the time the expansion was done, we weren't clearing, but we were running Pug 25s and stuff like that just to get people experience.
Our main team was running 4 nights a week between 10 and 25.
Well, back then, like, when you guys were a casual guild, there's a few people who I raid with now in this guild, like Mutalisk and Krames, who were in Escalation, and we were number 2 on the server.
Okay.
Yeah, if you were with
well,
us...
if you remember us, that was Area 52. Were you there?
No, I remember the Phoenix Reborn on Terralion.
We didn't come over here until Mist of Pandaria in Throne of Thunder. That's when we transferred.
Oh, then there was a different
there must
Phoenix
have been
Reborn
a
who
different
was because they were a really casual guild, and I think there's a dude in this guild who used to be the server troll, like Ree is now.
Oh, you're talking about Boro. Boro's
creator.
No. Yeah, well, I don't know him. Like I said, I don't doubt that it could be, but
I was gonna say if he was with us for on Area 52, he would recognize the DK that comes in for Coven.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I've been on this server since I came back from Korea. I was on Cold Terrace over there so I could raid with the Australians.
Okay, no, like I said, we started out on Area 52, and we transferred to Terralion when the wide open server transfers opened up in Mist of Pandaria right when Throne of Thunder was endgame.
I started playing this game because my buddy's uncle was in a high-end guild, and he ended up helping form Might, so that's why I came to this server. Never raided with the guy like until this expansion. He's trash now, but
I started playing this game because my uncle's a fucking nerd.
Yeah, my buddies still play. Like, my first character was a Tauren Druid on their account, and they got so mad that I made a Horde.
I think that might have went over Linestra's head, but...
Yeah. He saw me playing it for the first time, and he got hooked there, Linestra.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I used to watch my, like, younger friend fucking do all the elite shit back in Classic. And I was, like, such a scrub. Like I never capped out, but level capped in Classic, but he's like doing Molten Core.
But I'm gonna throw this out there and potentially salvage something for the sake of the group. I did ask who still needs their Pantheon buff. I have a lockout at Agrimar on normal.
That's Jahara.
What, Jahara?
If you're gonna do normal or regular or whatever.
Yeah, I need to get my 5 for the stupid to get up to 1,000.
Yeah, so I'm willing to pug it and clear the last 2.
This is Fen. I typically raid with another guild on Terrelon as well on Fridays. I was gonna hop over here and raid with you guys, but they're still going and they don't start till like right away. They typically start with just pulling like the first 2 normal bosses, get the Pantheon trinket, do like a Agrimar and the last guy, and then they hop into heroic. I could see if you know, I could.
Yeah, if they want people to pug with them for the normal content,
or even the heroic, I still need the last 3 bosses.
They're going to be going in the front door on heroic, correct?
Yeah, they're going to be going front door on the heroic, and they don't typically clear quite as far as you guys. I think they're about 4 done on heroic.
Yeah, Fen. Yeah. Also, if you want to mention it, like I said, I have a lockout at Agrimar, which could save them some time.
Sure, I can let them know. They're they're a pretty casual kind of group, so I'll let them know that there's a couple guys who want to possibly join in over here for the raid night.
What time do they start?
Probably about 30 minutes or so. And that.
Fucking Mossbeard.
Yeah, and like Cap said, he'll do whatever for the team. You want to, and I will too. Hell, I've been through what 3 different tunes this expansion might trying to fill roles.
Primarily 1, but you've had other 2 that have come in and out.
Well, I started as a healer.
I didn't say started. I said primarily. The bear's been your primary tune the entire expansion.
Yeah, after
brought the DK to some, and then you brought the well, you tried the paladin tank, and then you were a Shami healer at the beginning.
Yep.
But like I said, I'm sorry. Back to Cap because I know we got distracted. Cap, the way I'd approach it is see who shows up on Wednesday, and see who's committed to being here week after week, and pug and see where we get to. It might be better than we expect. It might be what we expect, but that's all we can do. Would you agree?
I don't know yet.
We're doing a normal run on Monday.
That stopped as well recently.
Just people stopped showing. Even the people that were needing it stopped showing. So I mean, the value of that was supposed to be get anybody and everybody that wanted to come in there and going, and nobody would show other than people that were running alts or people that were trialing, and there's just not been anybody showing for it. If I'm not mistaken, I was definitely not able to make it on Monday, but I was tracking Discord, and it was like 3 or 4 people were on, and that's it.
And I would love to come, but the wife has asked me to keep my rating to 2 days a week.
Yep. So, I mean, that's about the only thing that I can offer up, Cap, is what I said, and if that's not doable for the group, I don't know what to do.
This is Fen again. I know like your conversation is very serious, and I just wanted to let you know I'm totally cool showing up every Wednesday. Fridays are a little iffy for me, and then I just want to be straight up with you. Like for me, I was like super excited to come and raid like Mythics with you guys. I understand that's not happening, and I'm not like, oh man, these guys are awful. But like for me, I'll show up every Wednesday and help you guys out and go with it. But I do have like another group that I typically raid with on Fridays. So for me, from my perspective, being straight up, I would continue to raid with them on Fridays until we're looking at doing like Mythics on this end. That'd be all for
I
it.
understand.
So I just want to be straight up with you on that and you know, give you the heads up. So
That's all good.
just so you know, you have someone who can be there every Wednesday. And just wanted to get that out there.
And Puzzles, to your question, it's way too early to have even an idea of what this is going to end up being.
I'm just saying that's something that's looming out there, though.
Oh, I understand.
Puzzles, would you like me to talk to my guys over here about some people from whoever wants to do the normal stuff here?
I guess the question is, do they normally have 2 tanks?
Yes.
Because that's a slight problem. Because I know, for example, I still need my Pantheon buff. And unfortunately, Puzzles doesn't play anything else.
I feel you. Well, I'm gonna hop over there because they're grouping up now, guys. I'm sorry that things turned out the way they did for you guys. It's really nice meeting you all, and like I said, I will show up on Wednesday and be ready to go. And you know, I look forward to having fun with you guys and seeing where things go from here. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Eeyore, to answer your question, I probably do out DPS people in a bear.
Yeah, just go cat. Just try it. And invite me, Fen.
Okay, I'll get the group going over there, and then you guys can. I'll just post my name in here, and you guys can whisper me. I'm gonna talk to the GM first over there and see if he's cool with it, and I'll let you guys know.
I'll help whoever needs a hand with that.
And that was serious.
Hey, we can hear Anthos. He has a mic.
Funny.
What's going on, dude?
Sounds like a dream.
Where did Ben post his name?
I have no idea.
You may have been checking first before it does.
So this is a flashback for me there, Anthos, to when we got done with BlackRock.
Seriously, dude. Like, and then we were killing mythics, and then people just stopped showing up when like we got to like the somewhat hard ones.
Yeah, it's like they just, no, we don't want to do this no more.
2 or 3 were like farm, and it was pretty simple as long as we just had the cleave, and luckily our melee was, we had insane cleave at that time, so the first 3 were like a joke, but when we actually had to do something, it was like, oh, I have things, and not showing up. And then it was healers though, not DPS. It was the healers.
Oh God, I need a facepalm.
What's that?
So I've been looking at my AP bar, like, oh, I'm getting close to finally getting my 75. I've been sitting on 2 points.
This is why you get a tracker module.
So what's your eye level on that rogue?
Rogue is like 912, warriors 917 or so. Been having better luck with drops.
Yeah, you need some work.
I was like 860 not that long ago. I mean,
cool.
I got my pally up. I got him almost to 890. I got him from 820 earlier this week.
That's like with all of Cap's questions and like people like getting burnt out. Kels has asked me, she's like, why are you still raiding? Like, you've been getting frustrated with people not being there and whatnot. And I told her straight up, because I want to still be around and be a known name and not just coming back for hell, Battle for Azeroth. I want to be that known tank that's ready to go.
No, I want to be that DPS people want in their early heroic groups.
Yep.
I want a friend.
You're.
I'm your friend, dude. I'm always the Rat Pally's friend.
Like, hell, I remember when I had more time and my Mythic Plus teams were electric and kits.
Yeah, it's too bad you got some real life stuff burned out.
My Mythic Plus team is my real life friends, and they don't really play anymore. They're not gonna play till Battle for Azeroth.
What are friends?
They do that shit constantly, though.
Yeah, like I said, that's how I'm going to approach it. I'm going to be here Wednesday, see who's here, and I'm going to run it regardless of who shows. If you want to be here and want to have fun and raid with the group and try to get back to where we were trying to get to, great. If you don't, well, it's a game. I'm not going to hold anything against you.
However, maybe we can try to find some people that are interested in doing mythics, or maybe we can try to find people and gear up them in order to do some mythics. You know, well, I know that Cap is quite frustrating about it, and yeah, maybe, well, at this point, every time in every expansion this happens. This is normal actually. Most of the people are waiting for the next expansion, and they don't want to keep doing mythic because it's worthless. Even it's nonsense actually. So, but yeah, well, Glorious, as you are as a game master, maybe you can try to talk with the other guys that want to show that, and maybe ask them if they're interested or not. If they are not interested in the mythic, well, if there is any chance that they can help us to try to gear up another people to do mythics, you know, well, that's maybe a solution, and I don't know what other solution you can try to do in order to fix the problem here.
I'll be honest with you, at times, Oz, and I appreciate the input. At times, it's felt like the only solution I could ever find would be to win the lotto and offer free WoW. Because dude, like I said,
if you won the lotto, you would not
take off
any of that money. I call bullshit.
People would take off a month anyway. They'd be like, they'd get the free month, and then they'd just not play their names.
Probably.
And
watch it, Anthos. There's certain people. No, there's not.
I'm waiting to hear the backlash that's gonna come, because looking out at my current schedule going forward, well, one, for work, I found out that I'm actually being tagged for a new position already with my new job, which could have me on the road for certain jobs and stuff like that. For example, my mentor for work this past year spent 3 months in India.
And see that, and that's kind of where I'm getting at, is that how do we know how to approach this? When, I mean, like I said, and at some point, it frustrates me that they don't have some form of multiple for mythic content. And what I'm going to flash back to is prior to the change that went to mythic, you had a 10-man and a 25-man heroic. So guilds that couldn't get to 25 could still run heroic content.
Yep.
Now, if you can't get to 20, screw you.
Yeah, the original reason they went to 10 and 25 is because 40 man, because if we couldn't get to 40, then, you know, screw you.
Yep, and that's where I have major frustrations because with Mythic, one person has a real life thing, 19 people are sitting on their hands not doing anything. And when you can go into Realm, I've never seen this. I was blindsided on Wednesday last week. Or Friday last week, sorry. I would have never have fathomed that I would be going into trade offering a mythic attempt at a boss and not even getting a whisper. Nobody on Realm in trade chat cared that they could get an attempt at a mythic boss. No one.
Yeah, and like the other problem, like in just discussing like the whole 10, 25 to 20, and like they've discussed this and have never done anything about it. For example, I play a role where there are only 2 positions available in any given raid, and they've discussed like how that, like the dynamic to that, because I know there are other people that like to tank, but when you have 2 set tanks, like you just have 2 people, you could have 2 or 3 people that want to play that role but never have the opportunity, and I don't know how you fix that. I don't know if you do. But I'm gonna put this out there. I haven't heard back from Fen. I'm up for putting a 10-man together and killing Agrimar and Argus.
You put together a 10-man?
I'm on out. That's why I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'll put it together.
GM over there doesn't have any issue with it, but the raid leader's not going to be on for a little while. He says he's going to leave it up to her on that one for the decision. So, yeah, I don't want you to wait around and end up like she just deciding, nah, she doesn't really want it. Go ahead, man.
Is that your answer, Mike?
No, there were people offline in the group. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet.
Oh, I removed them once you did your thing. Judas, are you up for helping? Or?
I gotta head out of here at 9:30 to meet somebody who dropped their cell phone off, so I'm pretty much fucked until then.
Yeah, actually, puzzles, I'm going to pass tonight. But I will be here Wednesday, and we'll see where it goes. That's the best I can say at this point. And if you're here on Wednesday, ready to go, great. If not, and you're wanting to go do something else with your $15, I respect it, because God knows it's a game, and people got to do what they want to do to have fun.
$15? Oh man.
Yeah, I know. So Anthos, get your damn self up to at least a 9:30 so you can run with us on Wednesday.
Oh jeez.
Anthos, you can go for, if you have the time, you can go from 110 to at least 950 in a week and a half.
Hell, if we ran normally, you'd probably get to 9:30 with all the leather wares that don't need shit.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, but then they have to. Don't they do like that link your achievement or some shit like that? I just link my warbear, then no one invites me.
Hell, I'd put Anthos and carry him for two fights, to be completely honest. On the floor dead, but
At 9:17, he better not be dead. Or whatever it is on a rogue. You should be able to frickin'... Hell, what was your eye level when we started bringing you there, Eeyore? 820 something?
I still have heirlooms on. So
we don't talk about that.
he ate the floor several times.
Oh, every time, like repeatedly.
Take care and good luck tonight, guys.
Night.
Night.
But like I said, I'll be there Wednesday. Anthos Beyond. I don't care what eye level you are. We're gonna carry you through.
That's how it always worked.
Hey, Boom, get to work on those side saddles.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to having fun and get to where we get. And
Alicia was
let's see
still
here
here,
where
so
we're
I
at.
could offend.
Oz, I apologize if this offends you, because I know some of the people I'm going to be speaking to are your friends, or were friends of yours. But there were some Cap. I love Cap. Great guy, mellow, centered, good person. Long was very, very driven and opinionated, and